Current mode. Ladies and gentlemen, hello, and welcome to the Spirit of Beverly Bolden Tarot Card Reader YouTube channel. Today is the 7th of July 2023, so it is the 777 portal which is open. And I begin during the clearing for this reading at 7:34, which is 7/7. And now that I have done the clearing and I have my deck ready, I'm going to begin this reading within the 7th hour. I have Ogun here with me, and I have dropped some frankincense and some pure white sage oil, some dragon's blood sage oil, and spiritual blessings oil that I make in my company, Beverly's Beauty Blessings. And now I'm going to do the card pull. So for the mind, we're going to start with the herbal astrology deck. And I'm going to do a 7 shuffles for each deck. Spirit said, pull a card. Okay. And so we got Passion Flower, which is number 43, which is 7. That was 6 shuffles. And then this is the last shuffle. And the card is Chamomile. Psilocybin, ashwagandha, tobacco. Wow. Spirit has a lot to say. The next deck is the body. I'm going to do 7 shuffles. And the last shuffle here. And that's 7. And let's see what we got. So right here, we got irritation. I'm going to just say that that's appropriate because I'm outside, and so I can feel the onlookers because I am double water. That sensitivity allows me to feel energies, and so I guess what you want to say, my ego or my flesh is a bit irritated, but I'm at a stage of the game where I can ignore that and understand fully what it is. But it's just so interesting that irritation would come up. And that's something that you have to recognize, and it's one of the reasons why I do these clearings with the burning of different herbs and resins and things like that is because when a tarot card reader is reading, their energy, let's get these 7 shuffles in, their energy can be mixed into the reading. So that's one of the reasons why it will behoove you to get into the practice of taking the reading and applying your own wisdom and your own intuition to what is being said. And we got one more. And that's 7. So that was quick. So what we got is a new earth is happening. Keep holding the vision. Okay. So all right, so let's get down to the reading, right? So the first card that we got, which was a 7, was psilocybin, right? Let's see what we say about that. Actually, I just put my glasses on. It's a 49. Psilocybin says commune, right? And that was upright. Actually, it was in reverse. In reverse is disconnection, lacking community, fear of merging with others, lack of interest in connection, soul loss, pain from the past, astrological ruler of Pluto, which is Scorpio, that's transformation, and then also the sun. Mesoamerican cultures, such as the Olmec, Zapotec, Maya, and Aztec, have used psilocybin in rituals for over 10,000 years. The Aztec referred to psilocybin mushrooms as Teonanaquetl, meaning flesh of the gods, in Nahuatl. They believe Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent and created deity, placed the mushrooms on earth as a gift. These sacred, vision-inducing mushrooms were and are revered by indigenous peoples as a gateway to the realm of the gods and a way to receive deep spiritual insight and inspiration. When Spanish missionaries recorded these practices, they deemed the ceremonies to be devil worship. Maria Sabina, a renowned Mazatec curandera, held all-night mushroom veladas ceremonies while in a deep trance state to commune with God and heal the sick. She called the mushrooms Niñas Santos, or holy children. I just thought about the fact that so many people are getting into the mushroom craze, so this card is appropriate. When she was 7 years old, she discovered the magical effects of the mushrooms. She ate them and found herself in a realm with lots of children. Interesting that you should hear a child's voice right now, who talked to her and played with her. Maria would hear a beautiful supernatural voice that would direct her healing, explain the nature of life, and teach her the language she spoke during the Veladas. She called herself the interpreter, the one who reads this sacred spirit language and transcribes it for others. Modern day research shows that Psilocybin produces supernatural improvements in anxiety and depression symptoms, increasing a sense of well-being and overall quality of life. Guidance. Los Niños Santos have come to tell you that you have arrived to your place of power. They are beacons of light on earth and offer psychic healing on a collective level. Los Niños Santos are asking you to tune in and commune with the ancestors and powers that be to further develop your power. Psilocybin floods our body with light codes, loosening the knots we've volunteered to protect through the journey of life. Don't resist the profound teachings. Relax into the higher mind as you commune with this loving awareness. As you find home within commune with others and experiences that support you, connect to the nature and the extensive community of energies that are lovingly there awaiting your conscious arrival. Commune with the spirits and channel the wisdom provided with sure-footed spontaneity. The first thing that comes to mind for me is that I am, I have New Orleans roots and I have Opelika, Alabama roots. And on both sides of my family, they practice spirituality and root work. And on my New Orleans side especially, my grandmother she was gangster with it, right? So I've inherited this gift. And then you have the infusion of Christianity, and there are those who believe that even what I'm doing is, the devil's work. But I know that the lie detector says that is a lie. My demons serve God, if you will, right? So this card is indicating that your spiritual warrior, your fight lies in communing with your ancestors. You have some Christians who say, let the dead bury the dead. You don't deal with dead folk. But, the energy never leaves. And many of you who are watching this have definitely had your ancestors reach out to you. So commune with the ancestors and powers that be to further develop your power. Power as in the ability to make things happen, to change things. The next card is Passion Flower. That was the 7. I knew I saw 4 and 3 somewhere. That's the 7, right? So, Passion Flower, reversed, is deception, misguided intentions, deceiving opportunities, unexpected hope, bad judgment. Upright is sacrifice, surrender, choosing growth, trusting discernment, rituals of letting go. Passion flower, a precious botanical native to Central and South America, was named for the Passion of Christ, referring to his suffering and death, by Roman Catholic priests in the 1500s. And let me just say that for me, I have never, since childhood, felt comfortable with this white Jesus. But Christ consciousness, I definitely understand. And I refer to the suffering and the death with regards to this. And surrender is surrender your old ways. Surrender those ways that are of the ego and that you know no longer serve you. And it's a suffering because those ways did serve you at some point, else you wouldn't have them. And so the way that way or the ego will suffer when it's time to let that go. And there will be a death and there will be a mourning. It was also called La Flor de las Cinco Llagas, or the flower of the 5 wounds, referring to Christ's stigmata. The 5 petals and 5 petal-like sepals of the flower represent the 10 apostles, and 5 is the number of grace, who remained faithful to Jesus throughout the Passion. The circle of hair-like rays above the petals represent Jesus' crown of thorns. Jesus' crowns of thorns is actually the crown chakra. Since its introduction into European herbal medicine, passion flower has been used as an antispasmodic, hypnotic, anodyne, anxiolytic, sedative, and nervous system tonic. The leaf tea became popular in North American medicine in the mid-1800s for similar uses as those in South American traditions. Passion flower tranquilizes edgy nerves and helps with insomnia. Mood disorders, headaches, colic, migraines, menstrual cramps, diarrhea, neuralgia, eye disorders, epilepsy and convulsions, and muscle spasms and pain. Those are some of the things that you hear people who are going cold turkey from substance abuse go through, and also what you are going to go through on a spiritual level when giving up old ways that no longer serve you. To this day, passion flower is used by many shaman in floral baths to calm and cleanse the spirit. Passion flower is considered a bridge to Christ consciousness, I just mentioned that, which assists in direct communication with the mythical voice within. I'm saying mythical because I also talked about that white Jesus myth. It was also used as an incense to alter the energy of spaces that were stressed, traumatized, or disrupted. Passion flower is ruled by the mighty powers of Neptune, the plant of spiritual realization, of religious experiences, the spirit world, and Maya, the great illusion. The great illusion. Passion flower symbolizes surrender, sacrifice, and the crucifixion of the ego. Passion flower resembles the need to sacrifice in order to make space and move forward. Sacrifice the old you, because the old you is energy and it's taking up space. And it's taking up space that is waiting to be filled by a new you, a new earth. That's interesting, right? Because that's the last card, a new earth. The all-seeing, double-headed owl symbolizes the great understanding perceived from both sides, whether it be upside down or inside out, and bestows goddess passion flower with unseen truths as she performs rituals for letting go. Letting go is not an easy task. I understand that. And so, because it is a battle, there are rituals as in exercises or practices such as burning this sage and this frankincense to allow for steps to be taken that you climb to get to what your objective is. In this case, is for me to do this reading. Owl is symbolic of discernment and able to light up what needs to be seen. And so in this letting go, this surrender, you give space to see what it is that needs to be brought into your existence in order to move forward, in order to find your spiritual warrior or resurrect your spiritual warrior, resurrect as in Christ consciousness, that spirit in you that needs to live again. Passion flower today might reflect the need to suspend actions that aren't aligned to your spiritual path. Once again, suspend or stop those things that aren't in alignment with your authentic self. This is part of what this 777 portal is about. Are there certain decisions or actions that you've made that you must sacrifice in order to reassess your direction? Are there certain things that you are doing that you have to give up in order to have the space, the time, and the energy to see what direction you really need to go in? Honor your intuition, because it's talking to you more and more day and day. I know mine's is. It's okay if projects or original ideas come to an unexpected halt. Discernment is key to experience greater truth and opportunities. I want to go back to that sentence before this one. It said, it's okay if projects or original ideas come to an unexpected halt. There are people who I've spoken to and I've done readings, and they say, well, I've been in a relationship with this person for 7 years and I don't want to throw all that away now, because what about the 7 years that I put into it? and they admit that they're not happy and they don't think that things are going to change. And what I say to them is, if you have been investing money in a deal or have signed a contract that is draining from your bank account, you are losing and not gaining. Or you're going to say, well, I want to put more money into it because I've already put in 7 years of money, and so why should I stop now? You're going to keep pouring bad money into bad money and make matters worse. It's the same thing with relationships that are no longer serving you. And that relationship also entails relationships with yourself that are no longer serving you. The next card is chamomile, 9, and a piece. So we have peace. So upright is peace, restoration, softness, purity, graceful power, inner peace, delight, harmony. Reverse is disharmony, emotional distress, excess worry, exhaustion, anxiety. The astrological ruler are moon and the sun. And that's cool because we're in Cancer, which is governed by the moon. The sun. That was also in another one of the cards. The word chamomile is derived from the Greek camomalia, meaning ground apple. In Spain it has been called manzanilla, or little apple. For hundreds of years, a reference to the plant's refreshing, crisp, apple-like aroma. Chamomile flowers are traditionally used in teas, tinctures, and formulas to treat anxiety, insomnia, depression, digestive upset, as an antiseptic, and more. Chamomile was regarded as sacred in ancient Egypt and commonly burned as incense as an offering to the sun god Ra. Ancient Romans and Greeks valued chamomile for its medicinal purpose, used it as a healing beverage and to soothe skin conditions. You often hear, chamomiles in a lot of skin beauty products. During the Middle Ages, European doctors frequently prescribed chamomile syrups and ointments to treat various ailments, and it was used as a bittering agent in beer. Vikings regarded chamomile as one of the 9 sacred herbs and used it to soothe digestion and as a rinse for their hair to give their braids strength and shine. Although chamomile embodies the shining sun, its medicinal qualities also align to the archetype of the moon. The moon rules the gastrointestinal system, emotional body, and nervous system on a soul level. Chamomile flowers assist us in releasing stored emotional tension from our stomach, nervous system, and solar plexus. Chamomile deeply nurtures our emotional landscape, able to soothe emotional distress and psychic stresses. So I would just say off the back, if you're feeling any type of way with regards to anxiety, exhaustion, worry, excess, distress, emotionally, disharmony, get you some chamomile tea. I would add that agave or stevia or even honey would be better to sweeten with, because sugar, it just messes up the nervous system, will be counterproductive. The guidance from this card says, if you find yourself often triggered and consumed by small stresses, be aware that they accumulate, creating a chronic state of disharmony and fear. So I want to go back to the passion flower, which talked about surrender and stopping to see what it is that you need. And it says, be aware that small stresses accumulate. So if you're in an environment, whether that be external or internal, where it's, little stresses keep occurring, they add up. So sometimes stop. Surrender. Say uncle to the situation. Don't walk around here like a lot of us Northerners, New Yorkers. I ain't never scared. I'm gangster. I'm about that life. Because you can say that with your mouth. That's your ego. But one of the most courageous things you can do is to be brave enough to step out of the matrix and take time for yourself which includes having a cup of tea. Chamomile today is reminding you to not project your fears onto life and to others. Allow yourself a state of internal peace and give yourself the greatest love imagined. Chamomile, like deer energy, instills a contained sense of innocence, warmth, and light within us. Deer blesses us with the power of gentleness to heal our wounds. Stopping and being gentle and human and innocent and pure is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful way to express self-love and nurturing to yourself and the heart, mind of wounded beings. We are all wounded at this point. We are all watching the media. We are all seeing what's going on in the world. As you hear the police siren. You can't do anything about it, but you can stop and take time to be gentle to yourself. Don't push hard to do the work. It's the gentleness of spirit that heals all. The next card is tobacco, which is offering, and that's 24. Upright is power, ofrenda, offering, in parentheses. So ofrenda was the Spanish, offering is the translation of the Spanish word ofrenda. Divine gift, invocation, respect, deep alignment with, will and purpose. Reverse is the illusion of power, power hungry, lack of respect, inner conflict, addiction, stuck in habits, fear of failure. Astrological ruler, Mars and Pluto. Right in alignment, because that's Scorpio, which is ruled by Mars and Pluto, my two co-ruling planets, right? And right off the back where it says illusion of power, power hungry, lack of respect, inner conflict, addiction, stuck in habits, fear of failure, it makes me think about what I just said about that, how we get into our ego and say like, I ain't afraid of nothing, I ain't scared, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. That's the illusion of power. Upright, offering, divine gift, invocation, respect, deep alignment with will and purpose. Respect yourself by surrendering. Inner peace, chamomile, surrender to the cup of tea. Passion flower, surrender, 7. On the 7th day of the 7th month of the 7th year. Tobacco is used among indigenous groups across Americas as an offering to the gods for smoke cleansing, as an offering to the spirits, as a sacred smoke at council meetings, and as a ceremonial juice during vision quests, widely used by shamans in the Amazon called tabaqueras. Tobacco is considered a plant maestra. I know maestra means teacher in Spanish, parentheses, teacher, master plant. These plants are key to protective spirits and important allies and guides in the healing of humanity. In pre-Columbian North America, different tribes used tobacco ceremonially. The main difference between them and Central and South American tribes is that they smoke tobacco through a pipe. Various indigenous peoples from the Americas use tobacco for healing a wide range of ailments such as earache, snake bites, cuts, burns, respiratory diseases, fever, convulsions, nervous issues, urinary complaints, skin diseases, and parasites. Many traditions hold that tobacco is a protective spirit given to humanity to enable communication with the spirit world. Tobacco is one of the ultimate ofrendas, or offerings, or sacred offerings to the spirit world. It has been placed on altars and traded among different societies for hundreds of years. It has been used by many indigenous people as a symbolic token for sealing peace among tribes. Across time, tobacco has been most commonly used as a smoke, but it can also be used as a strong purgative and anti-inflammatory which further mirrors its Mars energy. So Mars makes me think about Aries, which is also ruled by Mars. And where it says it has been used by many indigenous people as a symbolic token for sealing peace among tribes, it makes me think about when I was referring to earlier in the reading about, sacrificing the old to allow the new to come in, that an offering to seal peace among tribes can be the tribes within you, the old you being one tribe and the new you being another tribe, and that they're going to be in conflict because one has to leave and one is coming in, and they both have to have what they want, so that the tobacco can be a way to offer peace between the two, a offering, if you will. The guidance. The gods of power are here to serve, and they demand love and respect. The old you and the new you both demand, as I just said a few minutes ago, they both have to have what they need. Loving respect. Tobacco reminds us to utilize power compassionately. Power, in my interpretation, is the ability to make things happen. Not to go and knock somebody upside the head. Not to take over someone's mind, body, and soul. Not to manipulate. Not to force someone to be in a relationship with you. Not to be the biggest dog on the block, or the kingpin. But the ability to make things happen in a compassionate way. The ability to, with dignity, crucify the old you in a way that it understands that you appreciate and show gratitude for the fact that it has gotten you to this point. And then also with compassion, allow the new you to come in and say, I don't necessarily feel comfortable with you, but I'm trusting the process, and I'm trusting that you are here to bring me to my higher self, to bring me into authenticity, and that it's going to be uncomfortable. But I do honor the new me. Offer your actions as a divine gift. Offer your actions of surrender, your actions of sitting down to have a cup of tea, or to walk in the grass, or to not go to social media to scroll, as a divine gift, selflessly and in service to the sacred, your temple being the sacred. Grandfather Tobacco's protective and powerful energy lovingly opens the door to the spirit world to those who ask with humility and respect. I recently learned that humility means to lessen your importance. If you're using humility to lessen the importance of your ego or your old ways of thinking or being that no longer serve you, that's a surrender. That's a type of surrender, and that's strong. I felt that. And respect. That's respect for self. That's respect and understanding that everything must grow. Anything that is not changing is dying. Don't allow the illusions of power to ignite destructive behaviors or propel you toward addictive habits. I remember when I was younger, I used to watch family members, and even some of us used to watch people on TV and watch people smoke, and they look so powerful. Destructive behaviors propelling you toward addictive habits. I'm going to let that sit right there. The next and last card for the mind is Ashwagandha, which is purpose. That's what all of this is about. This 777 portal on July 7th, 2023. It's about reaching out to higher self, accepting higher self in order that we might fulfill our purpose. And that number is 54, which is 9. Right? I think that's the second 9 that we got. Yeah, chamomile and a piece was 9 also. And so sitting down sometime to have you a cup of tea, inevitably, believe it or not, will get you to your purpose. So let's see what ashwagandha says. A lot of motorcycles out here. It's summertime in Brooklyn. So ashwagandha, look at that. Herbs of the lunar nodes. Lunar meaning moon. Purpose. Upright, finding divine purpose, dharma. Finding the future self. Receiving a divine gift. Reverse, unable to find purpose. Feeling lost, confused, wounded from the past, exhaustion. Astrological ruler. North node is the moon. The north node is what you are here to do. So the north node being the moon, and we're in Cancer right now, which is ruled by the moon. What you are here to do right now is to nurture yourself, right? Finding divine purpose, finding the future self. That's what this 777 is about. Receiving a divine gift. Reverse, unable to find purpose, feeling lost, confused, wounded from the past. If you cannot sit down sometimes and stop, surrender, you're not going to find inner peace, right? That's the chamomile again. You're not going to find inner peace if you don't sit down sometimes and get in touch with your higher self. That's not surrendering, right? That's that ego. That's that false sense of self. I'm going to keep hustling, hustling, hustling. You know, no sleep, no sleep. At 49, commune with yourself. If you don't do these things, you're not going to get to your purpose. You're not going to get to your purpose if you don't do what you came here to do, which is to nurture yourself first. When you're in an airplane, they say put the mask over yourself first. For over 4,000 years, ashwagandha has been one of the world's leading adaptogenic herbs, due to its profound ability to restore and rejuvenate the body, mind, and spirit. I would drop some ashwagandha in that chamomile. Ashwagandha means the smell of a horse. Ashwa meaning horse, and gandha means smell, and it offers you the strength and stamina of a horse while nourishing the female and male reproductive systems. So sometimes surrendering or taking a rest or a break allows you to regroup and reset and come back stronger than before. The Latin species name somnifera means sleep-inducing, emphasizing its relaxing and restorative properties. Taking a nap in the middle of the day is one of the most, oh my gosh, I just love it. I was telling another healer on IG that she was talking about how sometimes her inner child or her unhealed parts just go crazy. Her inner teenager goes crazy. And I told her, oftentimes I put myself down. Like, go lay down and just shake this off that way. And when I wake up, it always works. It's restorative properties, as this guidance indicates. In Ayurveda, ashwagandha belongs to a subcategory of herbs called Madhya Rasayanas. Madhya meaning intellectual, mental power, and Rasayanas meaning rejuvenating. Nurturing yourself by surrendering, by sitting down. I'm going to keep saying it, to have a nice hot cup of tea, or to take a nice hot bath, or to go for a walk in the grass and ground. Is rejuvenating to your intellect and your mental power, which is being inundated with so many different ideas right now in this world that contradict one another, that are being fused into your mind, that are not even your own beliefs. That taking time to surrender and stop and provide that offering to yourself as a divine aspect of God, of the universe, of source, will bring about inner peace, will get you to your purpose, will have you communing with yourself so that you can commune with the world. And a more authentic self is what this opening, this day is about. Rasayana possesses soma, the ambrosia of immortality. And it's interesting that soma is also the word that forms somatics or somatic energy, the body, right? And where trauma is stored. When you sit down and surrender, you can listen to what your body is telling you. A lot of times we continue to go, work, and that's the mind telling you to keep moving, but it's not listening or even stopping to pay attention to the fact that the body wants to sit down and just rest. Traditionally, ashwagandha is used to tone, strengthen, and revitalize, energizing and calming simultaneously. It maximizes the body's ability to resist and adapt to stress. Soma, the body, ability to resist and adapt to stress, enabling the body to reserve and sustain vital energy and promoting a sound and restful sleep. Ashwagandha is ruled both by the sun and the moon. It is a strengthening, regulating, immune, protective, anti-aging, and mood-boosting embodiment of the energetics of the solar archetype. At the same time, it provides restful sleep, deep relaxation, nervous system nourishment, and restoration, all of which are embodied by the lunar archetype. So just taking this one herb, ashwagandha, balances the male and female aspects of self, of the body, soma, somatic. The nodes of the noon in Ayurvedic astrology symbolize our karmic trajectory. Rahu, or the north node, has messages for the future self, our destiny, and what we are learning as a soul in this lifetime. And these are things that you can sit down and find out when you take time to surrender. Keto, or the south node, contains our karmic inheritance. So if the north node is the moon, then the south node is the opposite, which is Capricorn, which is the full moon, the super moon that we were just in. So this makes perfect sense. So the south node of which you inherited was the energy of Capricorn, right? Which is all about work, but now we are moved beyond that. It's a nurturing of self, the balance of work and play, of exerting, and then also the opposite, resting. The guidance, ashwagandha, like the north node, mirrors the potentials of our divine purpose, also known as dharma in Sanskrit. Ashwagandha contains both solar and lunar elements within it, as it provides great strength and adaptability, yet with the deep qualities of the moon, such as relaxation, lucidity, and expanded consciousness. Ashwagandha reminds us that it is not necessary to fully know the entirety of your purpose in order to pursue it. So it is not necessary to know what the new you is going to do 100%, but if you are taking time to surrender and really tap into your body and what it is saying to you, doing meditations and allowing your mind to rest and grounding yourself by taking walks in the grass and listening to music and even dancing, you are doing things that benefit you, and so you can trust that although you don't know exactly what the future holds in its totality, you can still trust it. When you're living in alignment with your dharma, there is no separation between your inner and outer realities. It becomes a cohesive expression, therefore granting a feeling of wholeness and completion, because you're doing the work. That's you putting in that work. And so just in doing that, just in me this morning waking up and feeling this idea come in my head, like, go outside and do your reading today. Be outside in this portal that is opening. I'm putting in that work in developing my inherited gifts from my ancestors, my New Orleans ability to do readings in the Opalika side in order to translate what it is that I'm seeing and to bring it all together and to take the old way of usage of dark magic in my lineage to bring about the new way of using my gift to commune with this blessed gift in order to pour out to others who are looking and seeking to find a way to do the same thing. Perhaps you are not clear on your desired outcome, so your efforts feel unfocused or purposeless. Even if you've lost touch with your why, remain open to the mystery of journey. Stay focused and playful. Keep following the signs. Follow the signs. Once again, I could have woke up this morning and heard this on the left side of my head say, do the reading outside. And I could have thought, you bugging. No, just follow the signs. So that's it for the mind. The next card is 5 of Fire, Irritation. I'm going to pour some of this dragon's blood sage. And I always say, when you're using dragon's blood, it's to accelerate or ignite energies that need to be awakened, but it's also to cut energies that don't serve us. And I chose the dragon's blood because it's red, the fire, and it's the 5 of Fire. And so just to cut some of the irritation from the motorcycles and the leftover fireworks that people have from the 4th of July, I'm going to burn this, and I'm going to give my energy, let it just wave it around my ego, right? And so the 5 of Fire, let's see what that says. So the 5 of Fire, the key words are irritation, impatience, misunderstanding. Sometimes irritations come thick and fast. It can seem as if everything is going wrong, and you compound the problems by reacting in an impatient way. The way to deal with the unhelpful energy of this card is to slow down, take a breath, and never forget your compassion for others, and equally importantly, for yourself. Make sure that everything you say and do is properly thought through, rather than doing anything off the cuff. This is a time of misunderstanding. This is a time of misunderstandings and cross purposes. So just to use myself as an example, I knew what was going on. It's summertime in Brooklyn, so there are going to be motorcycles. Several days ago was the 4th of July. Some people still have fireworks. So these things are going to happen. Somebody's child a little while ago was cursing out the window. That's going to happen. There's a residential building. People curse. This is a time of misunderstandings and cross purposes. People are calling themselves by pronouns that I don't understand, how one person can call themselves a they, but that's my misunderstanding, right? I have theories on it. There are things that I could say, but there are cross purposes. There are, people who, their purpose is to, deal with sexuality and their sexuality in a certain way. There are people who have the purpose of dealing with children now in a certain way. That, my misunderstanding of it is that it is destructive, it is perverse, and it is not in alignment with what children are here for. That's my misunderstanding. I totally misunderstand these things. I don't understand them. This is a time of misunderstanding and cross purposes. There are things being done with regards to real estate, with regards to just the laws that are being made, with regards to marriage, with regards to religion, with regards to animals, with regards to just every different topic that you can come up with. These are times of misunderstandings and cross purposes. And so, recognizing that these are my beliefs on it, irritation, impatience, and misunderstanding when I'm supposed to be dealing with my purpose, finding inner peace, surrendering, offering, surrendering and taking time to commune with myself and others in a highly vibrational way serves no purpose whatsoever. It's no time to be irritated because, with external things that we can change, when there are aspects about ourselves, the old self, that need tending to, that we have the ability to work with, right? So the last card is the New Earth, and it reads, it's happening. Keep holding the vision. Keep holding the vision, although the world around you is irritating you, is doing things that deep down in your heart know are not in alignment with what a new earth is supposed to bring forth, right? Let's see what this card says. A new earth says, well, the question is star soul inquiry. So this is the part, the mind, body, and soul part of soul. How can you keep holding the vision? How can you keep holding the vision of your highest self in spite of what's going on in the world around you? How can you maintain inner peace? How can you surrender in spite of what's going on around you? It says, it's happening. Don't give up now. You're closer than you think. I know it's hard to hold the frequency of a new age when it feels as if so much is crumbling and so many are losing faith. I just spoke about that. So many people have given in to these ways that, let me call a spade, are destructive and not in alignment with human nature and intellect and morality. How can you keep holding in the vision, the peace? This is your sign that you are facing the right direction. You have a great gift in being able to see the potential of things before they exist. So even though you don't know what's going on with the new you have the ability to see that by doing these things mentioned before, surrendering, tapping into true self. You know that you can see ahead that this is the right thing to do. This is not the wrong thing to do. It's going to bring forth something good. Something good is going to happen out of this. Tend to the new seeds. Tending to yourself is tending to the new you. So when you're stopping and doing these things to nurture yourself, your north node, what you are here to do, you are planting seeds in darkness. Darkness being you don't know exactly what's going to happen, but you are planting seeds. When the farmers plant seeds, they don't know how the fruit is going to come up, but they know by following certain rituals of how seeds are to be planted that some good is going to come out of it. Dream them into existence. That's how you hold the vision. Meditation, a vision board. That's how you hold the vision, right? Tapping out of society and the manipulation and the false conditioning that it's trying to bring to you. Don't lose faith now. You have made it this far. Keep your focus fixed. Keep your eye on the prize. And you do that by doing those things mentioned before. Planting new seeds and bringing about a shift of the ages is no mean feat. Meaning it's going to be challenging to ignore some of this stuff that is irritating you. It requires extreme trust and a radical vision. It's extreme trust, but the trust comes from knowing that you are planting seeds of greatness and a radical vision. Keeping your eye on radical right now means going against these things that we are seeing that is happening in the world. If you pull this card, it's a reminder to have faith. Faith annihilates fear. You choose to be here, to be a part of this global shift. Whether you're bringing it about through prayer and meditation, or through working on a new project, job, or creation, keep going. It's happening. Don't give up now. This is confirmation that what you're doing is in alignment. You're doing the right thing. Keep going. You're doing a wonderful job. The world needs more dreamers like you. More people with hope in their hearts. More people who are planting seeds and trusting their vision, understanding that giving up the old way of giving into addictive behaviors no longer serves you. More people with hope in their hearts. The road ahead may not be plain sailing. Ushering in a new age in times of change never is. And that new age is the new you. That then resurrects from the crucifixion of old self. The new age of the believer in a world full of non-believers. You're being encouraged to remember that what you've been working towards for so long is almost here. You are right at the brink of the breakthrough. In other words, don't question yourself now. Don't waver. Dig your devotion deep. For if you do, in the not too distant future, you'll be able to sit back and watch all that you so carefully planted and nurtured grow and bloom. That seed that you planted in the dark, that sometimes you didn't think would grow, trust me, it's growing. It's about to sprout, right? It's possible. Keep focusing on your dreams. You're closer than you think. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end this reading with the tuning fork, just to bring in the sound of Om into the reading, into the atmosphere. And to say that it was an absolute pleasure to be out here in the open air and give this reading. Thank you for being here with the Spirit of Beverly Bolden Tarot Card Reading YouTube channel 1.